I'm recording this through my digital here.
See the wolf dancer and the buffalo dancer?
Oh, this is beautiful.
And that's the Blackfoot Confederacy on drums.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Did you see it, Billy?
Yeah.
I'll just leave it on and let you watch.
We have a real important man here. All of the men and women and children here are important. But we have a guy that sticks out like a really good star. And very proud of him. He's my relative, and he's a relative to all my Cree brothers, the Windy Boys, and old John Tunchild adopted me. I'm part Cree now. Old Leroy Not Afraid adopted me too, so I'm part, his mother adopted me, Sarah. I'm part Crow and Cree. And Mickey Pablo called me his brother. So I'm all of them now. But I'm going to introduce my brother, Charles Walking Child, and he's going to prepare us for the smoke. And my request, after he talks, is the smoke will happen. But I just ask that, as these people are smoking the pipe, we want it to go to everyone. But we've creators kind of talked to me and told me, well, pick these guys out. Pick this woman out. But I apologize if I left anybody out. But I asked those people to come forward while Charles is talking. And we asked if they can all fit on the buffalo robe, or if they want to grab a chair, they can. But I just asked the people that I chose to come out and smoke the pipe with Bill. And Charles will give us an update on that. The creator handed it to us. Anya.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Charles Walking Child, and I want to share some information with you. It ain't religion, it's spiritual. In the beginning, when Mah-Gooh-Yeeh created the world, he let forward his hand at this angle, and that became the pipestone. This man's going to smoke. That became the world in which life would come out of the stone. It isn't the fact that most people have misconceptions about Native Americans. So I'm going to share some valuable information with you to enlighten you, to help you see that you can share it with others. We knew that in the creation of the world that it was a spiritual battle, and that this pipestone here would be part of God. We know as Indian people you don't say anything bad about each other because it travels. When it hits that person, it hurts because the story has gotten bigger. Let me point out a key point. We mentioned Christians. In the Bible, it says that Satan is the prince of air. Satan is the prince of air. And what's encased in this pipestone here is smoke, tobacco, sacred life. And what it does is it pierces that air and it goes up. This is not a political world we're living in. It's a spiritual world. This is all getting back to the roots. We're talking about Native Americans here. You can see we're different shades of color. In the medicine wheel, you got the red, the black, the white, and now at the bottom we're in the yellow phase. We had the chance to go around one more time, if everybody opens their hearts and their minds, this has nothing to do with religion. This is a gift that all tribes share. They talk about a sweat lodge. In the Bible, they talk about a hedge. To pray for a hedge to be built around an individual to protect them. That's what the sweat lodge is. That is why we are here today. That is why the forces at Mease could not annihilate us. But I want to thank Bill here for preparing a pipe, and as he prays, and think about this. This is spiritual. And that statue is abomination right behind me. Great is a man who will pass legislation to remove that statue. Let's take a new direction in Montana. Thank you.
Woo. Linga.
Oh. I invite everybody to what we call and as this pipe is going around, we think of good things. Think of your newborn baby. Think of your loved one. Think of your spouse. Think of people that need your love. There's a lot of things going on in this world that we can influence. I've lived a 23 years of sobriety and nothing but prayer. And it's the elders of the Blackfeet, the real elders that said that I get to come out and share.
You still seeing everything, Billy?
Share our beauty.
Billy.
Share our
Yeah,
power.
still see it. I'm recording it.
Good.
Many of them come to mind, but I want to speak of one. All this is going. These people are sitting on Rainbow. The Rainbow Treaty, which allows Montana to be settled. The only way that treaty could be broken is if every Montanan moves off of Montana and moves back. The only way that treaty could be broken, that 1855 treaty, is if everybody in the United States Senate, United States Congress, votes yes or no. So I think I'm going to be here for another 200-300 years. But I want the children, the people to know that we didn't make a treaty with the government. They came to our old people. They came here begging that we wouldn't touch them. We had rifles that shot 3 bullets at a time. And the Army only had 1 at the time. So they had to talk to the Blackfeet for 45 years. So I know my history. I just thank God Thomas Jefferson didn't become a king. But I want to tell you about Rainbow. Quick story while they're smoking their pipe. Because we've got a lot of people to talk. Rainbow signed that treaty. And he flew all the way from Calgary, Alberta to do it.
I see Mark Cook
Judith Crossing on the Missouri.
with that polka dot orange
How
flag.
can a Canadian come and sign the 1855 treaty for the Blackfeet? Because he was our Pope. He was the holiest man on earth during that time, 1855. He came, and every time he spoke, 10,000 Indians went quiet. So the commissioners called him the only chief. That blood that runs through that man runs through me, runs through many people here. I'm no Thomas Jefferson or no Abraham Lincoln, But I wonder where their blood came from. Because that in 1855, Rainbow was the most holiest man on earth. I have evidence of that. And I'm going to tell you how Creator took him. Because it's important to you guys. It's important you're learning today. The elders told me not to tell the story. But it's more powerful than some of your history books. After Rainbow signed that treaty, Creator told him, you have to give me something. You have to offer something. That's our tradition. So Rainbow went north of the Sweetgrass Hills, took all his clothes off, lay there naked on his back. He told Creator, bring the Eeh-Neeh-Wah, the buffalo. So 10,000 buffalo slowly walked over Rainbow when he was alive. And when he got done, all his blood and his flesh and his bones were stopped back into Mother Earth. Can we do that today? Well, challenge me, I might. That's how Rainbow passed the Creator took him. No men do that. Well, now you have a history book to put that in there, and I challenge my sister, put that in your book if you want true Indian education. It'll change the movement of this country if they really knew how serious and loving our people were to lay down and let 10,000 buffalo walk over the top of you when you just signed away 200 million acres. We owned the place. God never told us to sign it. That's why Rainbow let his life go that day. It's places, it's things like this is going to change the whole Turtle Island for the better. So I ask people to jump on this Indian wagon, because you're going to love it.
Oh.
Ask my brother Bill, are we ready to be done? Okay, let you guys release, but I want to ask if we could get the tone back. The tone's already here. Creator's already brought it. He's here. But we just want to make the medicine. Move this in. I'm going to ask my brothers for another song. And we're going to move the medicine, and we're going to get to our special guests. We have some mighty, mighty people here. I just seen my friend over there. He got handsomer. I didn't even recognize him. Mark. But when you do this kind of work, you don't age. I know America doesn't age. I just think my brother Bill here. And I challenge Mr. Bullock to come out and visit with us. I want to introduce a gentleman here that I believe holds quite a bit of knowledge. One of John Kennedy and Bobby Kennedy's best friends was his dad, my great uncle, Blackie Wetzel. And he drew the Washington Redskin decal. He told the Washington Redskin owner, I've never spoken of this, because I think it's silly what's going on. You cannot call me any name. Only I could call myself a name. He was in John F. Kennedy's office. You guys called the Oval Office on my Delaware land. D.C. when he told that owner of the Washington Redskins that he sat here in his house over here in 2003 and told me this story. I hear different sides of it. But I want to introduce Walter Wetzel Jr. and I ask our speakers to be kind and say what's on their mind and their heart, and we'll get on with the show. But first, I want the medicine to come back in. I'm going to ask the drummers to go ahead and we'll release them after this song.
Oh, I hear you. I'm Dagmar. I wrote this It's being recorded on Skype to YouTube.
Dancers. I want to introduce my uncle again. His name is, I call him Blackie Wetzel Jr., but I call all my cousins that. Because they're in their 60s and 70s, and they want to give me his medicine, but there can't be a ceremony. There's got to be a ceremony. Everybody's got to be there. But I'd like to have some of his. He was born with wisdom. Very few people were. But I just want to introduce Walter Wetzel Jr.
Thanks, cousin. One of the, in my dad's final years, we took a trip to East Glacier through Blackfeet country, and from Great Falls, in between Brady and Great Falls, he recollected a story. When he was about 22, in 1922, his grandmother, they were driving from Browning to Great Falls. She pointed out to the children in the car, and there was one real old buffalo, scraggly buffalo. And she told all the children, Maggie Wetzel, my dad's grandmother, told all those children to take one hard look at that buffalo, because you'll never see him anymore. In my years on the Blackfeet, I never seen a buffalo. And for that matter, I didn't see wolves either, because they were either extinct They're on the endangered species list. So now we're trying to bring those animals back. And I'm an animal lover. I favor the wolves. And the needless slaughter of these animals that are so important to us, Native American people, that's when we, like Jimmy said, we all got to team up and put a stop to this needless slaughter. I mean, it's so cruel and inhumane how they do that. Now, in my college years, I had a history professor that, it was early 70s, he said that Indians, we slaughtered buffalo needlessly. But we used every piece of a buffalo for our livelihood, our clothing, teepees, to eat. But in between 1870 and 1880, in the Midwest, there was something like 10 million buffalo slaughtered for sport. Now that's what you call needless. That's 1 million a year. Nationwide, how many buffalo did all tribes on this continent slaughter? Not that many. Not that many. And they shot the buffalo for sport and left them to rot and didn't use them for anything. I think when World War I broke out, they used the bones to mix with gunpowder and that for ammunition, firing firearms in World War II. But Jimmy come to me 2 years ago, and he had these visions and dreams, and I'm a retiree, but he seen the message he was going to put out to people. So I thought, you know, I'm going to help this young man. And he's really got strong medicine. I mean, when we embrace or shake hands, we could just feel the power. And the way Jimmy puts it, he's conveying that out to all of us, to get together for this worthy cause. Stop the needless slaughter of our buffalo, stop the needless slaughter of our wolves and any other animal on this planet, because the white man doesn't know how we are bonded with animals, because they were all put here by the Creator, Naki, and they were all involved in the creation of the planet. Even before Christianity, the Christianity wave hit the North American continent, Plains Indians and many other tribes across this continent, they already had a creator, spiritual leadership. They had everything that one, in 1893, it was quoted, a Blackfeet elder told author George Bird Grinnell that they were aging, and they thought the white man hit all the buffalo, and they were patiently waiting for that animal to return. So now we got to get on this bandwagon of Jimmy's and put all of this power, like Jimmy spoke of, that's in this corridor here. And we got to stop that fetus slaughter of these animals. They're so sacred to us. And maybe someday we'll see them around in the hills, so we can look at and enjoy, not shoot, not slaughter, not drag by the nostrils to get their throats cut and that type of activity. That's terrible. I mean, I can't watch those videos. It's too gut-wrenching. But I come out of retirement to help Jimmy, so we're getting our guns loaded.
Yeah.
We'll make things happen.
Yeah. Let's all go to Gardner after this and protect them.
We have another speaker. He's a very patient man. the director of the Alliance for the Rockies. I just want to ask
Mike Garrity.
Mike Garrity come up real quick and say a few words for us. Mike, what's the book? Well, I want people to be patient. The legislators are going to be finished here in about 20 minutes. They're going to slowly drift out here and give you a good word. You know, these people speak for us. But I just asked Mike to come up. These legislators speak for us. And they're going to be out. If they don't come out, I'm not going to vote for them next time.
Yeah!
You tell him, Jimmy.
We'll vote for you, Jimmy.
Thank you, Jimmy. It's an honor to speak here, and I think we have a lot to learn from Indians and how they've managed the land for the last 10,000 generations. White people's policy has been to kill buffalo as soon as they step one foot into the state of Montana. And I think for Indians to say that we need to have buffalo back in their historic grounds throughout Montana is wise words. And we need to learn to respect Indians' words and their wisdom, and we would all be a lot better off. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Aho.
We have another gentleman here. He's got his tuxedo on, so just respect him for that. He's done wonders. I'll talk about him later, but I just want to introduce him real quick. The legislators are going to start coming out. He's Buffalo Field Campaign, one of the originators of that, and he's going to let you have it. I want you to introduce, and I know he knows what he's doing. I just want to say, Mike, please come up and speak for the Eeh-Neeh-Wah.
Oh!
I stand before you in a very humble way. Just want to honor right off the bat the other founder of the Buffalo Field Campaign, who is Rosalie Little Thunder, who left this plane on August 9th and is now guiding us from above. But that was the foundation of the Buffalo Field Campaign, was the recognition of the relationship between the First Nations people and this sacred being we call the buffalo. And as I've watched the years progress and more natives get involved and partaking, it's been an honor. It brings a smile to my heart to see that, because that is the severed relationship that is so important for this world. And I watch how this progresses onward, and the heavy-handed action of different natives has taken place, but in that process, the connection is coming back. But the sad reality of all these sacred things and these sacred treaties and everything that has been recognized is that still the white man, the statues, the mentality that governs these buffalo. It's not the natural way. It's not the right way. And with that strength of this power they think they have, they tear us apart. And they make what natural allies that should work and stand together for the buffalo be separated for silly ways. So this means so much to me personally, and I know Rosalie is up there smiling right now.
Oh, heck yeah. Woo! Yeah!
This is the coming back together. We all have homes and shelters and ways. This government wants you to live on commodities. They want you to eat food that's not good for you, food that has brought diabetes in epidemic proportion to the reservations that y'all know more than I could ever talk to you about. But for the last 18 years, I've had the honor to stand with these sacred ones, listen to their stories, watch how they act and treat one another. And they really have the lessons to teach us how to live together again.
Absolutely.
They have leaders in their movements too, but their leaders don't sit in the fancy chairs and sit in these rooms. Their leaders get big paychecks and take care of themselves and the people that get them elected to these offices. But the leaders of the buffalo, they take care of the herd. And their job is to make sure that everyone in that herd is taken care of and is protected. And that is the message of the buffalo. That is what I've learned in my 18 years. But we also come here more than anything to learn the wisdom of the hundreds of generations. Because the 4 or 5 generations of Montana that I get shoved their politics down all our throats our whole life has not shown me they know how to live for the future. They live for today. The buffalo live for tomorrow, for future generations, and for everyone, not just individuals. So I am honored to stand in front of you. I am here with open ears and open heart to learn from you. And together I'd like to walk with you to save these sacred beings and to bring them back home, up here in these mountains as you spoke about. Because these mountains sure look awful naked without buffalo.
Yeah.
So let's all work together to bring back these sacred buffalo. I thank you for your time. I look forward to your wisdom, and I am honored to be here.
It's getting better and better. We're going to get really good right now. We got the Shodage here. And we got also our Cree brother. But I'm going to go ahead with soon-to-be majority leader in the next 2 years of the Senate. I want to introduce my Crow sister the way I look at her. I watch her all the time. It's just a great, great honor for this country, for this land that we're standing on, that a Blackfeet gets to introduce a Crow sister, something that's meaning to our people, all of our people. I just want to introduce Senator Paraguay from Crow Agency.
I thank you for offering the war bonnet to me. Oh, I was just explaining that I have the right to speak aloud as a woman leader, and that I have this privilege and honor that I have been given, and the honor that I was just given here to hold the war bonnet in the Crow traditional way. I thank my brother here, but I don't have that authority to hold the war bonnet yet. But I wanted to thank him. I'm here today to join with you. This battle has been long since I've been here since 2009, and from that point forward, when I came here as a senator, the issue of buffalo as being livestock, buffalo being slaughtered, all of these things, these are issues that have been alive and well in these August halls. And one of the things that really concern me is that the parallelism between the outright attack on the buffalo and the people, that there's a parallelism there, and it's egregious, and we have to recognize it for what it is. Because every time when we talk about hunting rights in Yellowstone Park, that's part of a treaty pact that all of these tribes entered into. But one of the things that the Salish-Kooteni Nation did, we did one hunt. But after that one hunt, we have 1,500 plus buffalo on the Bighorn Mountains, and they roam free. But one of the things that we said that we would do, because that's one of the things that is in our heart, is that we want to reintroduce the buffalo on our native lands. And we have done that from a small herd to now 1,500 plus. But one of the things is that we want to use our treaty right to reintroduce and to invigorate that genetically pure strain that is in Yellowstone Park, not slaughter them.
Yeah.
Not slaughter them for sport. If we're going to slaughter, which we do harvest our buffalo. But that is for food and sustenance. And that's the thing that they don't understand today, is that the previous speaker talked about the diseases that are really impacting our people. And one of the things that they have done is to utilize buffalo meat instead of beef. So that because when you really look at buffalo meat, which is part of our natural diet, it's part of our natural diet. And that one of the things that we've always done as people, as a